A friend of mine sent me a video of someone reacting to one of my videos. So here's a flat earther's reaction to a flat earth reaction video.
Rivers. Number one, water always finds its level. Number one, if a river is flowing north, like the Nile River does, according to the heliocentric model, the Nile River flows uphill. Tell me how that's possible. On the flat world map, it's not up. But heliocentrism, north is up, north is up. What's down? South is down, south is down.
Well, to start with, in heliocentrism,
just in case you don't know, heliocentrism means globe belief. Helio, sun. When they say heliocentrism, they're talking about round world. That's sun. Helios, where the sun is the center. Geocentricism is of the earth. Geocentric, flat, stationary. Geometry, geography, pertaining to the earth.
north is north. North is an up. And south is south. Up is up.
I know you guys don't like to admit it, but north is up on a ball. On any ball, north is up. That is really the only time you could say north is up. I know it's dumb. I know it. I would be upset if I was trying to defend this. Understand, it's not your nonsense. It's their nonsense. You don't have to keep fighting their battles. It's not your fault. Back to north being up. I know that north is never up because the earth is never a ball. All this discussion about up is up, north is up. This is toddler basics. The only thing that is up is up. Do you think north is up? Of course you do. If you're intellectually honest with yourself, you can't deny when you trace the path that the Nile River takes with your finger, it is going up on a ball. It's going up. No matter what side of this ball you're on, you trace whatever river's going north and it's going up. On our geocentric flat earth, will you trace the Nile River? Is it going up? No. It's just going towards the north.
It's south. Up is up. And down is down. They're on different axes. And secondly, what you just said there means that in your world, you don't believe it's possible to go uphill if you're walking north.
I never said anything about walking. The video that you're responding to is my video about rivers and what water does. Water flows, water doesn't walk. We all understand that we walk in every direction. We even walk upstairs or walk up a hill. Water, however, never goes uphill. Water always finds the lowest point.
There's no such thing as gravity. Gravity is density. Density just means this picture weighs less than this pen, so something's going to fall. It's just density. It just means it's heavier.
Yet, if you dropped that pen and photo in a vacuum, it would fall
Did you hear the first key word he said is if? It's always if and would. When they start their excuses, theories, and things that go along with this ball. There's never once been observable, repeatable, measurable evidence or logic to qualify or quantify any of their ball narratives. And then, after if, they start grasping for their old vacuum narrative, old vacuum card. Have any of you out there in the real world, in real life, ever seen a pin drop in a vacuum or a feather drop in a vacuum? Anything? Neither have I. And, I was the spokesperson for a science museum. Again, we're not talking about dropping something in a vacuum. He's trying to correlate the Earth's atmosphere and vacuum there. There's no correlation. What I'm talking about, we're talking about the real world. Every day is Groundhog Day when it comes to the heliocentric argument. Atmospheric flow this, it's nebula that, it's galaxy this. Everything that you really can't see, touch, or feel when it's really as simple as see, touch, and feel.
exactly the same rate. So no, it's not density, it's gravity. It's gravity. Gravity.
Does he look convinced in what he's saying? It looks like he doesn't even believe what he's saying. The water's warm. Come on over to this side. When you're ready, when you let go of their ball manipulations, nothing is going to fall apart in your world. Your world is never going to stop spinning because it never was spinning. You see, we've all been flat earthers since the day we were born. Some people just don't realize it quite yet. Once you let go, they've lost you forever. Once you go flat, you'll never go back.
What's the argument for people that challenge the flat earth model, in terms of why doesn't it feel like at all that we're moving?
Well, I haven't heard very compelling arguments. I mean, some would say that you just don't feel it. In the same way you get on an airplane, you don't really feel motion. That's not true. If there's any bump, you feel it. And if you're changing speeds, you feel it. So let me walk through the different types of motion that the heliocentric model posits currently. You're moving in the following ways right now. The Earth is rotating on an axis which is tilted at about 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, and that's faster than the speed of sound. But you don't feel any of that. And Earth has multiple wobbles on its axis, which we don't feel. It's revolving around the sun at over 66,000 miles per hour. It's actually free falling, and we don't feel it. And the pattern of motion is elliptical, meaning it's not constant. Also, Earth revolves around the Milky Way galaxy at over 500,000 miles an hour and is moving through an expanding universe at over 1.3 million miles per hour. And we don't feel any of it, but we do feel an earthquake. Think about this. If there were any change in motion of any of those things I said, how could a surgeon perform surgeries accurately? And we're told, well, your senses are wrong, and physics tells us otherwise because of X, Y, and Z. Just based on our common sense, we feel pure stationariness.
The space agency and the astronauts are now on TikTok debunking the uneducated flirfs. I watched 5 of their TikToks. I'm going to show you guys some screenshots and clips and let me know in the comments what you think. TikTok, this is satire for entertainment purposes only. Space is very real and we definitely live on a spherical globe. So we'll start here. I always check the reflections because that's how they like to hide things in plain sight. Look at his little arm mirror thing. That looks kind of flat to me. Maybe it's just the angle though. And then there was this one where I thought the angle was kind of weird too. And then there was this one where it looks like it's almost flat and it looks like the sun is local. There's no way though, that's impossible. And then there was this one. And then there was this one. And then in the reflection of the helmet, it almost looks like that too. And then there was this one. Oh cool, we're gonna see what they eat in outer space. Looks like a fishing line on the shirt. Oh, look at the chocolate cake. Looks like the fishing line was right next to the chocolate cake. Or maybe that's just another optical illusion. Okay, now they're floating. Oh, why is her shirt sticking up like that? Oh, now they're surfing. And the back of their shirts are sticking up too. Look at how this warps. And how flat it gets as it warps. People say that they're putting it in our face and laughing at us, but that's clearly not true. Everything is sheerly coincidence, optical illusions, us being crazy, or light refraction. And that nonsense that people always say about their name meaning to deceive in Hebrew, yeah, that's been debunked time and time again. That's not true. That's not what their name means. Their name actually translates to truth tellers. Did you guys know that? After all, why would they lie to us? This video is satire for entertainment purposes only. These are strictly my opinions and I'm crazy.
Just when you think you've heard it all, you hear about another moon landing hoax story that your fact checkers have cleared up for us. Here in this photo of your American heroes, these astronauts, they're shown not wearing their helmets in this picture. Looks like the moon that they're on here, right? Well, thanks to the fact checkers, they clear it all up for us and they explain that the photo is authentic, but not taken on the surface of the moon, which coincidentally enough, they took this just a few weeks before they allegedly went on the moon for Apollo 16 for a training exercise. You really got to ask yourself, when they can generate images like this that look an awful lot like these guys are on the moon, it makes you wonder and question if this whole thing really could be staged, whether it was or not. Could it have been staged? But thanks to the fact checkers, they cleared all this up, you guys. Just a couple months after they staged this picture, they went ahead and went to the moon where they wore their helmets. I purposely just want to give a shout out to all these fact checkers out here doing work for humanity, guys. We really got to give them a round of applause. They really have cleared a lot of these false conspiracies up for us, and we got to just really be thankful that we've got entities out here that have our best interests. They're making sure that all the facts are checked, and they're making sure to debunk all the BS that people are pumping out here about fake moon landings.
The ocean is the real outer space, I'm telling you. We can't get out of the firmament. We can't get to the moon. We've never been able to get to the moon. There's a reason why all the technology and all the information was so-called lost from 1969 when they originally walked on the moon, right? Everybody who so-called went to the moon, they're all actors. Look it up, man. Do your research. There's a reason why when you see them launching rockets into the air thinking that they're going into outer space, they all go like this. And then they hit the firmament, bounce off the firmament, and it looks like water. Have you ever seen a rocket when it bounces off the firmament? It looks like it's skipping through water.
Flat Earth has been in the mainstream media, and I just want to say the problem is that immediately when they start talking about the flat Earth, they start ridiculing people without understanding the actual model of the world and how it is scientific. It is not a pancake floating in space. That's disinformation that was perpetuated by people in the flat Earth society that were either a psyop or they just had no clue what they were talking about. And so the thing people have to get past immediately is, well, why were we lied to? Why would they lie? Well, you have to understand that there are two opposite models explaining the world. And that's possible with anything because two models can explain the same phenomenon, but one of them does not apply to your reality. As I've said many times before, I can tell you that I built a car and drove it to California and show you pictures and give you the specs and everything. It doesn't mean that I actually did it. And that's the same thing with NASA. Even though they've told you they went to the moon, that they're going to Mars, that they have, sent these rockets up and put men on the moon and all that, it doesn't mean they did. They can fake it. It is possible to fake all that. And that's strange to me that people don't realize or believe they can fake something like that when they do it all the time in movies. You go to movies and watch this shit all the time. And it looks more real than the stuff that NASA produces. And they say it only looks fake because it's real. Okay. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that it's very important to research the truth, the model of the world, and how it is actually explained with physics. That it's not a pancake floating in space. And people who understand this are not just religious nuts that just believe everything in the Bible. That's not what it's about. There are people like that, but they just happen to be right because water is flat, because it's contained. It's flat and level. And people will argue with you about this and say, no, it's a ball because I can look out over the ocean and see boats disappearing. It doesn't occur to you that there are two different ways that can happen? You don't understand perspective, how a boat can move far away from you and appear to grow smaller and then disappear behind the atmosphere and the waves and all that. You don't understand that? Because if you understand there are two different ways to explain things, then you have the ability to research the other way, and then you can understand how scientists would have chosen one way over another for a reason. There's a reason behind it. If you know that you are part of an enclosed system, then you know that you're made in that image. Your body, your template is the same. It's an organic, energy-fueled system, and it's self-sustained, and so are you. But they have you believing that you are on a spinning ball in infinite space, and that your very existence is dependent upon technologies that they control, upon resources that they control. They have committed the biggest scam and told the biggest lies in humanity. And now it's coming out. People who have an open mind and do not automatically believe everything they're told by authorities are the ones that broke this. And this has been, it's not like Flat Earth is a psyop that just happened in the last couple decades or something. because obviously the ancients knew that we live on a flat plane. That's what Midgard means, middle enclosure. And that the, obviously many ancient cultures have shown you depictions of what the world looks like. And they're all the same. And all these cultures were supposed to be separated from one another, yet they all showed you the same picture of the world. Just know this has nothing to do with wanting to be right about something. It's about liberation of humanity. And it is directly connected to the spiritual movement, because it is a spiritual template, a non-destructive compression is what love is. And it's organic, but they want you to believe in everything artificial, everything outside of you, and devote yourself to everything outside of you for your sustenance, for your salvation. That's why this is important.
It came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.